Problem? Endeavour. Solution? Large-scale, long-term fake dating. By Dark Cold Summer. Read by My Lost and Found. Summary. Izuku, Shouto says, seriously, taking subtle pride in the way he's allowed to use Izuku's given name. Izuku looks up from his own notebooks, that Shouto might have taken inspiration from, to look at Shouto, eyes wide like they almost always were. Yes, Shou-chan? The other replies, and Shouto feels a wave of affection wash over him at the nickname. A sudden want to take Izuku and make sure that no one can ever hurt him. It's not an unusual feeling. Shouto seems to feel that sort of emotion around his closest friends a lot nowadays. Date me. Izuku blinks. What? Maybe Shouto should have phrased that better. AKA, Todoroki is petty, the Dekusquad are enablers, and the fake dating here actually stays as fake dating. Shouto is exceedingly petty. He kind of knows that. Now that he has the time and freedom for this in Yue's dorms, he has several notebooks dedicated to what Endeavour dislikes and how best to turn it against him. That's very petty. Even though it's petty, it's still a very satisfying coping mechanism, even if some of the ideas are exceedingly outlandish, like convince Abby to pretend to be Toya and rub it in Endeavor's face. So, Shouto really hopes that no one tells him to stop. In all honesty, it's just another average day when this all starts. Shouto is seated by his table in the dorm room. His notebooks are stacked neatly to one side, with only one of them open in front of him. It's a mostly blank page that details how much Endeavour would hate it if his masterpiece dated someone the current #1 hero didn't approve beforehand, especially out of love, and even more so if no children could be born. Any potential plans of action have mostly been discarded due to Shouto's lack of care or want for romantic relationships. But what if it didn't have to be real? Zuko, Shouto says, seriously, taking subtle pride in the way that he's allowed to use a nickname for his friend. Zuko looks up from his own notebooks, that Shouto might have taken inspiration from, to look at Shouto, his eyes wide like they almost always are. Yes, Shou-chan? The other replies, and Shouto feels a wave of affection wash over him at the nickname. A sudden want to take Zuko away and make sure that no one can ever hurt him. It's not an unusual feeling. Shouto seems to feel that sort of emotion around his closest friends a lot nowadays. Date me. Zuko blinks. What? Maybe Shouto should have phrased that better. I mean, not that I don't appreciate the offer, but I'm not interested in you in that way at all. And I thought you said you were completely uninterested in any sexual or romantic ventures in the first place. No. Shouto cuts in, pushing down Zuko's frantically waving hands. Not like that. Thank Kami. Zuko sighs in relief. Shouto doesn't take offense to that. He knows what his friend means, after all. He feels the same way. Then, in what sense? You don't like Endeavour. I don't like Endeavour. And Endeavour would hate it if I dated you, Shouto says seriously. Or, honestly, any guy in general. Pretend to be my boyfriend for the next time I have to go to dinner. Of course, Zuko smiles. We'll need to talk boundaries, of course. Most definitely, Shouto agrees, glad for his friend. But if he's already homophobic, you know what Endeavour would hate more than you just dating me? There's a glint in Zuko's eyes. Shouto is always there for it. If he were dating 2 guys. Yes.
I'm sorry. Tenya blinks. You want me to... what?
Yeah. Shouto probably should have anticipated that reaction. Yeah, no, Chaco says flatly, and Shouto tries not to be disappointed. If such a crucial member of their squad is uncomfortable with the fake dating polycule, you can't just be fake dating without me. I want in too, you know. Never mind. This is wonderful. They figure that it'll be most impactful if Endeavour hears about it first, so they start dropping hints. As with everything else, it has to start small. As such, they start with little exchanges of glances, with knuckles brushing, a little more physical contact than any of them would usually exchange with one another, some level of hand-holding. Has this all been pre-discussed and have boundaries been set? Yes. Did Tenya facilitate the slightly awkward conversations? Yes. Did Zuku make a rather detailed plan to make it seem more realistic to outsiders? Absolutely yes. When Yaoyorozu eventually asks, beating around the bush, quietly, during a partner discussion in class, if there's anything going on between him and the other members of their squad, Shouto knows it's time to move on to the next phase. He answers his classmate with a flat no. Well, Shouto doesn't really participate in the next part per se, because that would be extremely out of character for him, and his classmates might find it unbelievable. It's actually mainly Zuku and Chaco's job, since Tenya isn't likely to panic and consult others, especially those outside of their group, about romantic feelings, of all things. And, well, it clearly spirals from there. Yaoyorozu is not subtle in her glances towards him, neither are Kirishima or Kaminari or Ashido. In fact, Shouto's not even sure if the last three are trying to hide their glances in the first place. A more unexpected side effect is that Shouto's now vaguely aware of a betting pool surrounding their relationship. Chaco is devising a plan to get into the betting pool to claim a share of the money. Shouto thinks that that's a decent secondary goal, though he does think that the satisfaction of messing with his classmates will be more than worth it. Then, the most unexpected thing so far happens. Asui joins their friend group. It's a miracle in and of itself, really, because their squad has several near-death experiences and a bunch of illegal secrets tying them together. Shouto honestly doesn't know how it happened. It's a slow integration, actually, so maybe she already was joining them, until one day they could no longer deny that she was part of things. Most notably, she finds out about their fake dating scheme. "The class betting pool won't be happy, kiddo," she says flatly, and perhaps that's a testament as to how used she is to their shenanigans, that's her first response, not that the scheme is going to end in a disaster. Then, surprisingly, "I'm glad I bet you wouldn't get together while attending UA." So, maybe it really shouldn't have come as a surprise that she integrated herself into the friend group. "And you're okay with it?" Shouto asks hesitantly, seeking confirmation. He gets the confirmation he's looking for. Sue doesn't quite join in on their polycule, not entirely comfortable in lying in that way. Which is fine, of course. Her comfort comes first. It's also at this time that the news starts getting back to Endeavour. Shouto hangs up immediately after Endeavour yells something about something. He's not quite sure. The yelling doesn't translate well over the phone. He also contemplates the merits of freezing or burning or throwing or breaking the phone in any other way. But this whole thing, he's in for the long con, isn't he? Not just one satisfying moment. Breaking the phone falls into the second portion. He tells his friends to move on to the next phase, as he plans out how to text Endeavour in a manner that leads up to what he wants. "Shouto. Sorry, I'm almost late for my date. Call me back later." He gets another screaming call from that.
He hangs up almost immediately. So maybe that wasn't the best way. But he does get what he wants from that. So it's worth it, isn't it? Endeavour. Date. Shouto. I said what I said. Endeavour. Don't take that tone with me, Shouto. Who is it? Shouto. Doesn't matter. Endeavour. Obviously. Bring her for dinner this Saturday. I need to have words with you both. Shouto. Both of my boyfriends? Endeavour. What do you mean boyfriends? Both? You have 2 boyfriends. Shouto. How about their girlfriend? Do I bring her over too? I got our dinner date with Endeavour. Shouto calls blandly over his shoulder, to where his friends are discussing something about the betting pool. Choco blinks at him. Your phone is ringing again, Shouto-kun. He looks back at it, vibrating in his hand. Oh. There's a moment of silence. Does anyone want to answer and emphasize how late I am for a date with my boyfriend? There's a mad scramble for his phone. Shouto! But Go-chan, I'm All Might's prodigy, and he hates All Might. Me answering would have the most impact. Joke's on you, Deku-kun. What's All Might's protege next to my entire plan? Fighting like this over tiny minuscule things is improper behavior for aspiring heroes such as ourselves. Shouto-kun, you agree with me, right? Please continue. This is entertainment at its finest. Sorry, is this Endeavour-san? I don't think Shouto can come to the phone right now. Don't throw that at me. I'll throw it at you if I want to. Please stop ruining the room. Please break it. It's satisfying to watch. There's a bit of a commotion going on, as you can probably hear. Shouto-chan's boyfriends are... Well, I think it's best if you call back later. Actually, you should probably just text instead. Shouto-kun, please don't tell me you started the fire. That's improper. That wasn't me. Sorry, not sorry, Tenkun. I'll do what it takes to get the phone. But, Ko-chan... Who is this? I'm just a friend. Suyu-chan is already on the phone with him. Aw, I really wanted to mess with him. Shouto really looks forward to the dinner appointment. His boyfriends do too, as does their girlfriend. You. Who? Me? Choco asks, wide-eyed, pointing at herself. Yes, you. Endeavour growls. Since you're the only one in this group who can actually bear children, I expect you to do your job and give birth to a suitable successor for my family lineage. It's a good thing you have a suitably powerful quirk to produce suitably powerful offspring. My job? Choco gapes, recovering from her shock rapidly. She promptly contours her mouth into a scowl, looking an awful lot like Bakugo. My job! Oh, Tenya says, raising his eyebrow, impressed. You've done it now. Go, Ko-chan! Suku cheers. Tear this guy one. First of all, my job isn't to have offspring for your stupid, selfish wants. That's an incredibly outdated line of thinking. What century are you in? The 1800s? Second, who the fuck are you to tell me who I'm going to have sex with? It's none of your business, is it? You fuck-faced burning trash can. Third, a suitably powerful quirk. Quirk marriages are illegal, you bastard. You're a hero, aren't you? Shouldn't you know that? You're a sorry excuse for a pro-hero. Fourth, I hope you burn in a ditch. Family lineage, my ass! Haven't you seen your family? I mean, no offense, Shokun, but your family is a train wreck. None taken. Shouto grins, sitting back and enjoying the show. Also, Choco announces, voice sounding really proud of herself. Shou-kun and I, we're metamors.
What now?
Endeavour says flatly. Metamors. Shouto clarifies with great satisfaction, mentally thanking Zuku's foresight to come up with a concrete plan, complete with terminology, before showing up. We're not directly dating each other, and we'll probably never have children together, because I'm gay.
What?
Is dragging the whole thing on for years maybe a bit too extreme? No, not at all. Especially not if it's to piss off Endeavour suitably. Also, it's nearing graduation, and Sue is close to getting the betting pool money, which has only grown in amount, much to Choco's delight. Endeavour.
What can I do to get you to break up with them?
Shouto. I'm sorry, I must have read that wrong. What? It's been 2 years. It's not changing. None of us are dating. Shouto says flatly. Yaoyorozu stares at him, exasperated. You spend most of your time with them, a frankly absurd amount of time. Isn't that what friends do? You're physically affectionate with them, and only them. I trust them. You're planning on moving in together after graduation. Yes. Do you really not see it? Shouto stares at his classmate and suppresses a smirk. We're not interested in each other like that. She blinks at him. Excuse me for a while, she says, before walking out of his dorm room. A few moments later, he hears a scream. It's a little muffled, but it is clearly Yaoyorozu's voice in a rush of frustration. She walks back in. All right, she says disbelievingly, just as this monthly conversation usually goes. Whatever you say. I've got the money. The class is very disappointed. Endeavour.
I've taken the liberty of arranging a marriage for you. You meet her on Tuesday. I've also sent a file about her to you via email. I expect you to read it.
It's Thursday. Shouto stares at the message, absolutely horrified.
Shouto-kun,
Tenya asks from behind him.
Are you all right? You seem a little more pale than usual.
Endeavour arranged a marriage. Shouto says flatly, still in some level of shock, even though he believes I have boyfriends. His roommate's face is determined when Shouto looks at him.
Well, we've all apparently been dating for about 5 years. Isn't it about time to take the next step?
It's Saturday. Shouto finds himself staring at 2 marriage certificates. Then he stares at his roommates, none of which look vaguely fazed. You know that even if Tenya and I were getting officially married, you two didn't need to get married too, right? Choco and Zuku look absolutely unabashed. It only makes sense for their cover story, right? Choco offers. And I wouldn't mind being in a platonic marriage with any of you anyway. Shouto has half a mind to argue, but Sue just offers a smile and pats him gently on the back. You're stuck with us now, even if we couldn't all get married. Now send a picture of our certificates to Endeavour and tell him to fuck off.
Oh, Choco-chan! Shouto-kun, please don't use those words.
I'm gonna tell him to fuck off.
Shouto-kun!
Oh my gosh, this was so good. So I hadn't read this before I read it for this podfic because, yay! This is the first video in the 1.5k subscriber special. This is the shortest one, but I decided to read it first because someone asked for like Shouto Central fic, so here you go. I hope you liked, because I certainly did. This was fucking hilarious. This was great. I'm glad I decided to do this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for 1,500 subscribers. Like, I'm recording this the day after I have exams next week. I'm fine. I'm sure I'm fine. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I don't need to study for my grade 12 exams. It's not like I have $1,500 scholarship money riding on my grades or anything. Yeah, I slept for 13 hours yesterday. I'm doing great. Anyway, again, thank you. I'm actually doing fine with my exam study. I'm just tired, and this is a break for me. Not editing. I will edit this in like a week, but recording this is very much a break for me. So thank you guys for enjoying what I do. I'm glad I could share this all with you, and I hope the person that asked for Todoroki Central fic, I don't remember your name right now. I don't remember anyone's name, especially usernames on the internet. Those are confusing, except one commenter on my fic. Their name was like, I will eat your spine like cup noodles. That was amazing. That was a good name. Anyway, thank you for the suggestion. Hope you liked it. Hope everyone liked it. Now, have a good day. I should go to bed. Yeah, I'll do that. You should go to bed too. Even if it's 3 in the morning or 3 at night. In the evening? Yeah, in the evening. Everyone should go to bed right now. It's nap time. Nap time.